long now until I go to Poland to get a nose job. So if you watched my previous video, I spoke about wanting to get a nose job and I spoke about my reasons why. So just to go into it really briefly, because I've already explained it all in that other video, but just to touch base again really quickly, my reasons for getting a nose job are that I have a deviated septum. That means that my septum, instead of sitting straight here, goes off to one side, and it makes it very difficult for me to breathe clearly out of both nostrils. Aside from the fact that it's very difficult to breathe, I also don't like the aesthetics of it. I have a hump on my bridge here, and I feel like my nose doesn't look like it's straight, it goes to one side, but that's because I have a deviated septum, so it does go to one side. So yeah, I also don't like the aesthetics. I don't like how it has a hump on the bridge, and I'll just show you quickly what I'm talking about. So if I get a little bit close and personal, looking straight on, for me personally, I can see that it doesn't sit straight, that it kind of goes to one side, and I'll try and show you. And then if I look to the side, I can see this hump here, and I don't like it. And if I look to the other side, it's also there. I also find that my nose projects far too much past my face, and it doesn't help that I have a weak chin, so that just emphasizes the problem way more. Like, look how much it sticks past my face. It's like Pinocchio. I could poke somebody's eye out with this nose, it's that pointy and sharp. I just feel like it's a really witchy nose, and so I decided to do something about it. I'd just like to say it's not a decision that I entered into lightly. It's not something I just woke up one day and decided to do. It's something that I've been planning on doing for years, thinking about doing for years, and really thinking about long and hard whether or not this is something I want to do. I mean, it's a massive step. This nose is on my face. If that gets fucked up, my face gets fucked up, and I have to live with that. For me personally, I've chosen to go to Poland to get my surgery done. I will say that the price is a lot cheaper by going to Poland to have the surgery done, but that is by no means the reason for why I chose to go to Poland for surgery. In fact, when I first found out that this surgeon that I wanted to go with worked out of Poland, it put me off. It put me off going with him because I had heard so many bad stories about people that go abroad to have surgery and they get a botched job done, and it really did concern me, and it made me think twice. And so I sat on this. I mean, like I say, this is something I've been thinking about for years, and so I sat on this for years, and I did research into surgeons in the UK, and I did my research into this surgeon as well. I joined a Facebook page where people who have had surgery in Poland by the surgeon have joined up to this Facebook page, and they all talk about and share their experiences. I followed this page for years, and I'm confident that I have made the right decision with the surgeon that I'm going with. By reading the posts on this page, by seeing the before and after pictures, and reading accounts of women who have gone and had surgery at this surgery in place in Poland, it really gave me the confidence that I was making the right decision and choosing the right place for me. A lot of people who've had surgery there have ended up returning for more surgery there because they're so happy with the results of their first surgery, and that really gave me a lot of confidence in my decision and helped me to feel a lot better about deciding to go abroad for my surgery. I'm not saying that that's the right decision for everybody. I'm saying make up your own mind about the situation, make up your own mind about what's right for you. And after a lot of deliberation, I decided that this was right for me. I'm really excited to take you on this journey with me. I'm really excited. I'm going to be vlogging my trip to Poland. I'm going to be vlogging the recovery. And yeah, I'm just going to be vlogging the whole experience, and I'm going to be taking you on the journey with me, and you can experience it too. So I'm really, really excited to be going, and yeah, I just really can't wait. For my experience of the situation, I have come across a lack of support. I have come across a stigma surrounding this. The worst part for me is when somebody tells me, you don't need this, Kat. Kat, there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need this. I know that it's coming from a place of love, and they're basically saying, you know, we think you're beautiful and that you don't need this to look beautiful to us. Like, I understand the place that it's coming from, but I really hate when people say that. I wish people would stop telling other people what they do and don't need, because what you're actually doing is invalidating the feelings of the person by saying to me, Kat, you don't need this, there's nothing wrong with you. You're saying to me, Kat, this is all in your head, this problem that is really bothering you is just bullshit. And that really just invalidates my feelings, and it really annoys me actually. I would rather that somebody said, I think you're beautiful, Kat, but I understand how much this bothers you and I support you 100% and I support your decision. Like, somebody said to me at work, they said, oh, you know, people go and get nose jobs, they go and get this surgery, they go get that surgery, and it changes them as a person and they start to think they're better than everybody else. That's not why I'm getting this surgery done. This nose that I have, it's not my nose. I wasn't born with this nose. Somebody who thought they were better than me, somebody who didn't like me, a bully, did this to me. They deliberately did this to me. They broke my nose and they did this. And I don't think it's wrong to want to have my nose back. They took it away from me and I'm giving it back to me. And I really wish, like, friends and family could support that, but they don't, and that's fine. Not everybody's gonna support your decision. You just have to be strong enough within yourself to know that you're doing it for the right reasons and that you're doing it for you, not for anybody else, and that's really what you've got to focus on. I'm not gonna lie, it is lonely, because it would be great if I could share this with, you know, my loved ones and say to them, I'm excited about the surgery. I'm nervous about the surgery, I'm nervous about the anaesthetic because I had such a bad reaction to the anaesthetic last time. I'm going to be in a strange country, somewhere that's unfamiliar to me, that I've never been to before, to have a surgery, a big decision like this, and that worries me. But I don't feel like I can say that to them because they're so against the decision that if I show any concerns, all it's going to do is give them the ammunition to tell me, you don't need this, Kat, you don't need to have this, Kat, give it up, Kat. And I'm not going to give it up. This is right for me and I am going to do it, with or without support. And if this is something that you want to do and it's something you've thought long and hard about, be prepared that not everybody is going to support you. There will be people out there who understand what you're going through and who will support you, but you are going to come up against a lot of opposition, and so you have to be sure within yourself that this is the right thing for you to do. Don't let anybody put you off though. If you've thought about it, really thought about it, and decided this is what you want to do not let anybody put you off, because this is your life and you're the person that has to live it. For me personally, I couldn't live my life always wondering, what if? What if I had gotten a nose job? What would my life be like if I had done it? What would it have looked like? What if? I can't live with what if. I have to find out. So if you are planning on getting the surgery, I support you 100%, and there will be people out there who will support you 100%. But also, just be prepared for people not to support you, not to understand, not to get it, and to tell you, you don't need this. I don't think that surgery is a quick answer, a quick fix all your problems. I really don't think that. I think that you need to learn to love the things about yourself that you don't like, and when you're in the right place, emotionally, mentally, then reassess the situation and see if it's something you want to do. I don't think that surgery will fix a whole host of insecurities. I remember when I got my breast augmentation done and I went to get my boobs measured for the first time after having the operation, and the woman in the changing room said to me, oh, You must feel so much more confident now that you have boobs. You know what? I didn't. I didn't feel any more confident. I felt like the same person I was before. The same insecurities that I had before, I still had after having a boob job. I never got the boob job done to make me a more confident person, because those would have been the wrong reasons for me to have gone and got it done. But it didn't fix those issues, because the issues were with me. They lie inside of me. When I walk into a room full of people for the first time, I feel shy and I feel insecure, and having boobs doesn't make me feel any more confident walking into a room full of people. If anything, it makes me feel more self-conscious because I think that they'll notice them. So I don't think that you should get surgery to fix your insecurities. I do think, however, if there is something that you are unhappy with, something that bothers you, and you have the power to change that, then change it. But do not enter into something like this lightly. Do your research. Research, research, research. I can't drive that home enough. You really need to do your research into the surgery that you're going to be having, the risks, the pros, the cons, and also do your research into the surgeon you're going to be having your surgery. Do your research into the surgeon you're going to be having your surgery with, because it's a big step and you need to be sure that they're up to the job and that they can do it. Don't just take it for granted that because somebody is a surgeon that they can do the job and that they can do it well. And if you're going through a beauty company, I won't name them, but there was one that I was going to go through, I would say don't trust that because they're recommending a surgeon to you that that surgeon is a-okay, because they can be recommending a surgeon to you that they have no business recommending to you. And I'll give you an example. I went for my breast augmentation through a beauty company originally. That was what I was first planning on doing, and I met with a surgeon that they recommended to me. That surgeon completely broke me down. He told me that I was a freak of nature basically, and that there was no way I could have a breast augmentation, that it was for normal girls, and I wasn't a normal girl, I was a freak, and that I basically had the worst pair of boobs he'd ever seen. He made me feel like absolute shit. And he said to me I wasn't a straightforward case. And that made me feel like he was only interested in doing straightforward cases because it's all he could do. When I spoke to my patient care coordinator about my concerns, said that I didn't feel very confident in him because he told me he was only interested in doing straightforward cases, and that made me feel like he wasn't very experienced. The patient care coordinator jumped to his defense and kind of came against me and said that he was more than qualified to do the job. I then said that I wanted a second opinion, and I was then provided the name of a different surgeon that she was going to book me in an appointment to see. And when I said that I wanted to do my research on this surgeon before I decided whether or not to go ahead with having consultation with him, this woman tried pressurizing me. She was not successful, but she tried pressurizing me into taking the surgery with him by telling me that there was a long list of people that wanted to see him. He was very busy, and if I didn't take this appointment there and then the opportunities to get an appointment with him again in future would be a long time away. I didn't mind waiting to make sure I found the right person, and I didn't mind waiting so that I could do my research to find out whether or not I should go with this person. When I did do my research into this surgeon that she had recommended to me, I found out that he'd butchered a lot of girls' boob jobs. He had done a terrible job about it. It had been in the papers and he was reported, or there was like a big drama surrounding it. And this beauty company was made aware of the situation. Complaints were brought against this person to this beauty company, and this beauty company also knew that he was in the papers for having done a terrible job. Not only did they continue to employ this person, but they continued to recommend him. Now, to somebody who hasn't done their research, who just goes along to a beauty company like this and puts their faith and their trust in the beauty company, that they're not going to recommend them a terrible surgeon, like they would have fallen foul of this. They would have trusted their recommendation, gone with the surgeon, their boob job would have been absolutely butchered, they would have been unhappy. So this is why I say that I cannot drive home enough to you to do your research on the surgeon. Don't just take somebody's word for it. Don't just trust that because they're a surgeon they can do the job, or trust that because they're a surgeon and they're being recommended by a beauty company that surely they should be able to do the job. Do not Do not do that, do not do that. Do your own research. Go onto forums, Google them, find out if other people have had surgery with this person and what they're saying about it. It's a big decision and you have to choose the right surgeon. So just before I go, I'm going to open up the floor, and if there are any questions that you have, anything that you want to ask me about my surgery or about surgery in general, if you just have any questions, queries, thoughts, wonderings at all, put them down below in the comments and I'll get back to you. Always do it.
What are you doing?
What am I doing? What are you doing?